Will Bronny James ever play in an NBA game? Real cut and dry, Smitty. I know it sounds crazy, and everyone's going to be like, what? I'm just telling you, will he even play in an NBA game, Smitty? Like, I just don't know if you could put a cat with this that's a liability like he is. I think he's 0 for 18 from three-point range in this summer league. He's really slow twitch. Everything that we've been saying, well, I've been saying on this show, you've been optimistic about him as you are. Shaun King's super optimistic about him as he is. Other people have said, who was available at 55. I even came in on a lead-in and said it and defended the family portion of it. I would have loved to play with my daddy. But he's not the guy. I saw a guy post a tweet last night like, look, I'm cool with nepotism. I'm cool with this type of that and that and that and that. But, like, are we disservicing the game and others? Because this guy's clearly not an NBA player. And I don't know if you saw Jaylen Brown leaked out yesterday on the sideline in Vegas. I don't know if you saw the video. He got leaked on a hot mic. Bailey's a man. He's like, Bronny's not an NBA player. That shit leaked out. Yeah, really? Yeah.
It was written. Dang, okay, that's huge.
Yeah, bro. I'm just saying, Smitty. I think it's obvious, dog. I mean, every GM and scout has been saying it, but ESPN and the narrative was pushing Bronny because of LeBron. I'm not sure he even plays in a game, Smitty. Unless it's just a forceful thing. I just don't think the Lakers organization, being as down as they are right now with all this heat on them, especially after Jerry West passes, and you're looking up at these greats in the rafters, chasing Boston Celtics now. I don't know, Smitty.
I mean, listen, I agree with everything you said, but I still think he's going to play because it will be a force issue. You don't go through all of this. You don't draft the man to not play him. That defeats the entire purpose of this, all this hype we had this whole offseason, all this hype about him getting drafted, the family crying, everybody talking about the first son duo, they'll be on the same team. All that's a waste if they don't play.
Hold right there. Stop right there, though. But don't they draft him just to say to Bron, we tried it, dog. We did it for you.
Nah, man. Listen, we talk about LeBron's power, and we're going to get into that here in a minute with another topic. But we talk about LeBron's power, and his power is a real thing, especially within the Lakers organization. JJ Redick is there because of his power. Bronny is there because of his power. Previous moves in free agency have been there because of his power. The guys he wanted there. You know what I'm saying? He wanted AD there. We traded all those young guys and brought in AD years ago because of LeBron. LeBron runs the Lakers. What he wants, he gets. And there's no way in hell you guys really believe that Bronny's going to be on the Lakers in the Lakers organization, and they're not going to put him out there for one game, one moment to see Bronny pass his dad the ball and see LeBron shoot a three and make it. That's going to happen, y'all. Like, you guys can close your eyes right now and just envision this.
I see that, Smitty. I see that happening. Like, four
passes to his dad.
Yeah.
It does. They take the picture. Bronny smiling, looking up. It's gonna be da-da-da, da-da-da.
Yeah,
we know that's gonna happen.
I see that, Smitty. I see that. But isn't that like a backhanded compliment or a slap in the face to like cats that like really are like want to see a real game? Isn't that like TikTok of pro sports? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing now? Like, I'm just trying to figure out. Like, isn't this like
making LeBron happy?
That's what I'm saying. It's like.
JB, listen, here's my thing, man. I talk about this before. Like, I know we led with the Call of Duty stuff. Like, I don't really care about the Call of Duty, because at the end of the day, that's just something that's a part of the summer league festivities that they probably do every single summer. We're just hyping it up now because Bronny played in it. So I don't care about that. What I'm concerned about as a Laker fan is the fact that we made no moves this offseason to make us better right now. We got a rookie head coach. We added no stars. We're counting on our first round pick, Dalton Connect, to make an immediate impact and basically be the key factor that gets us to the promised land. Bron is still playing at a high level, but he's no longer good enough to lead a team to a championship. And AD is as talented as anybody in the damn NBA, but unfortunately, we've seen time and time again that when it gets late in games, we can't depend on him. Also, in the back of your mind, you always going to think about injuries. I say all that to say this. The Lakers have to know that this team is not championship ready. We may not even be playoff ready. And if we are, we're going to be right back in the play-in trying to fight and claw for the 7th or 8th seed. So when I say that, I'm saying that this team is just focusing on selling tickets, bringing in star fans to watch the games, appeasing LeBron, which means they're just worried about clicks. They're worried about the attention. So they're going to put Bronny, as soon as somebody gets hurt or dinged up, they're going to bring him up from the G League and bring him there on that sideline on that bench for as many games as they can to sell tickets, to appease to their TV deal, TV contract that they just signed. And that's all. I don't think they're focused on winning is what I'm saying. They're focused on everything else but winning. And to me, it's clear. Look at the offseason, JB. You cannot tell me that the Lakers got better this offseason. There's no way. In any way.
That's my point, though. Like, if I'm an LA fan, if I'm an LA Laker fan, like I am and always was, I'm like, dog. That's why I made those videos. Like, I'm out on the Lakers right now. It sucks. I'm not jumping wagon either. I'm not going to watch another team, but I'm just out on the Lakers. Like, it is what it is. I don't get it. And then Latrell in here comparing it to Giannis's brother. Giannis's brother's 6'10", homie. Right. If you got eyes, Latrell, Bronny James is not better than Giannis's brother. Stop. Bigs are a commodity. 6'1" guards with slow twitch and can't shoot are not. Get the hell out of here, man. You guys are too much fanboy. Too many fanboys out here who just root for the storyline. You're not rooting for the truth. You're not telling the truth, Latrell. Stop. You're lying.
And on top of that, I don't like the comparison either because let's be real. Whether the Bucks win every year or not, they are a championship level team, right? They won a championship not too long ago. Giannis is in his prime. He's young, so like it's a different feel. If the Lakers were just loaded and we just like, oh man, like we can win. Maybe we don't care too much about this one pick because it doesn't matter. The problem is that the Lakers need help. The Lakers need a lot of help, as we saw this last year, as we barely made the playoffs and got swept in the first round. This is the Lakers organization. This is a team that one of the most, if not the most historical franchise in sports history, not basketball history, sports history. So when you put those factors into it, you can't be wasting a pick on somebody because of a storyline. So that's why I can't compare that to the Bucks. The Bucks is a whole nother. They're not even in the same room or building as the Lakers. So it's a whole nother conversation with them.
Latrell, man, son, you sound like you're 21 years old. You do know a guy named Shaun Bradley played in the NBA for like 20 years, right? Because he was 7'7", right? I'm just throwing that out there. You do know that big men play in the NBA that are really shitty athletically, right? You do know that big men are rim protectors, right? 6'1" guards fall off trees, Latrell. You can go play right now with Bronny. Come on, man. Miss me. How's it lazy? Fucking 6'10" or a much higher needed person than a 6'1" guard that's slow. What the fuck are you talking about, homie? God damn, your fanboys have blinded you. Your fanboyness has blinded you. He's 6'10", Latrell. He's still 6'10", dog. It doesn't matter about how good he is. You don't get it. 6'7". It don't matter. Okay? He's not 6'1". And he's not slow. And he can't dribble. And he can't run the ball offense. Period. But, I mean, this is bad right here, Smitty. And I don't know if you saw it. He shot 3 air balls yesterday from each corner in that one. And here's another one, I think. Like, God damn. Like, look, we shoot air balls. Kobe shot air balls. Jordan shot air balls. But listen, those guys showed you something in Summer League. Those guys dominated and were, like, electric. This guy hasn't even fucked. He hit a fall-away jumper last night to end the game as his first points of the game. And that shit made national news.
Not only that, he had another play. It was he jumped up high and tipped the ball and deflected the ball. And that was everywhere. Sports Center, ESPN. He said, oh my God, Bronny got up on that tip. And to me, that's the prime example. Again, when I go back to my beginning tip, I said LeBron has that power. And I think that's a perfect transition to one of our other topics. I know Enes Kanter, or Enes Freedom is his name now. Former NBA player, came out, was on an interview or a podcast or something, talking about LeBron James, talking about that power. Check this out.
He is not a good teammate. Obviously, he runs the media pretty much, and he tries to control his narrative. But if we actually go and have a conversation with inside of the the NBA and have a conversation with the players, nobody wants to play with him. Listen, my whole life, I actually, I'm fighting against dictators. So when I see a dictator, I know it. LeBron is literally like the dictator of the NBA. He controls the media. He controls his narrative. If you go against his agenda, you will get traded, and everybody knows it, So he's pretty much like the dictator of the NBA.
Shout out to my boy Dan Dockich right there, former head coach at Indiana University. I've been on his show on Outkick several times. He's been on here, my show, our show now. He good dude, coached D1 basketball for a long time. Good friend of McAfee. Coached, been around McAfee since he was a little kid. So he's a big name in the business, even though Outkick's not as big as Fox and ESPN. He's pretty well known in the sports world. But let me, Enes Kanter and LeBron have a history, right?
100% back and forth.
Yeah. So
Kanter of freedom, been calling them out and kind of they don't like each other. So
they don't like each other.
I'm glad you started with that.
I knew there was something. Listen, I'm always gonna keep it honest. Like we know there's probably underlying feelings there. Let's be real, but calling him a dictator in the current state of what's going on in this country is a little bit like that's tough. Because he's saying he's from a dictator shit-led country.
Right.
I don't really give a fuck where you're from. Like I'm over all these motherfuckers from outside the United States. I have no issue. I have a lot of friends that are not Americans that are born and raised in America who look at Steve Kim. Like look at people that are American raised and shit. But when these other cats come over here talking all this shit, I have no sympathy. I don't really give a fuck about anything right now. I want to get America right first. But calling another American a dictator is kind of harsh. I think that's kind of ignorant to me. Having said that, though, I don't think he lied about anything either as far as what he meant to the basketball court and the NBA. I think we've known that about LeBron. That's why we've not only heard Kanter talk about it, we've heard several different people talk about this is what it is. You and I had a debate on why doesn't anyone want to go there in free agency? Why did DeMar DeRozan, a Compton native, not go to LA and go to fucking Sacramento? Like, we broke these things down. This guy's from Compton. You don't go to Sacramento. So we broke all these things down. I think, like you say, perfect segue for your saying two things can be true. I think it's accurate. I don't think anyone wants to play with him. If you look at the history of LeBron James, he's went somewhere else. I don't think people have came to him. If you really look at it, he went to a Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh-led Miami team. They did not go to Cleveland to him. He went to L.A. They didn't go to Cleveland. AD didn't go to Cleveland. Now, I know that was the same type of simultaneous move, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't remember anyone really going to play with him any time in his career. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't believe there's any time. Even when he went back to Cleveland, you can argue that was a horrible Eastern Conference that he led back to a finals to play Golden State, and they got some good pieces around him. But those guys, he didn't really have any Dwayne Wades. He had Kevin Love and Kyrie was there with him, right?
Kyrie was drafted to the Cavs. Kevin Love
Kyrie stayed when LeBron left, didn't he?
No, Kyrie actually left before LeBron.
Okay, and then they came back together?
No, well, so Kyrie was drafted there when LeBron was in Miami. So LeBron left Miami, came back to Cleveland. They went on that run together. LeBron's going into LeBron's last year is when Kyrie went to Boston. So LeBron last year, he was hooping. He had a crazy, to me, it's one of the best playoff performances I've seen in LeBron because he had to do so much. Just team wasn't good enough. I think they might have made it to the finals that year and probably got swept because there was no Kyrie. I think an old Kevin Love, and then that's when LeBron left to LA after that year. That makes sense. But the only player that he really got, was Kevin Love. Now, granted, I think they traded because Andrew Wiggins was part of that trade. But Kevin Love wanted to play with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And obviously with the Lakers, AD wanted to play with LeBron. But again, they had to trade for him. It wasn't a free agent situation where they was like, you know what? I'm deciding and choosing to go play with you. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Let's be honest. In his canter, whatever the fuck his name is now, if it was like Kyrie or Steph Curry or somebody like that, you know, Giannis or somebody like that came out, Tatum, and said that, this would be a huge story, way bigger than it is right now. And cats would be like, you know, he's real. In his canter says it, being a foreigner and a whatever, weirdo fuck, I don't know nothing about him. People are going to be like, fuck him. So I think like the messenger is going to kind of like down this thing down a little bit. Like,
yep.
Because it could be true. Like LeBron, he might be speaking 1,000% factual evidence. But like, how serious is people going to take it? KD or Booker or some fucking big American star came out and said it, that shit would be fucking number one thing trending right now. So like, these two have had a beef for a while, and the truth of the matter is, though, nobody went to the Lakers in free agency. You just said it yourself. They did not get better this offseason. They drafted his own son. You clearly know that's why they got him. Rich Paul and the whole crew. You know why they got Redick, a first-time head coach. I mean, it could be that he is a very powerful human being in this business. We already know that he is. But that's also could be the demise of the Los Angeles Lakers as we know it, and the downfall for this team. Because clearly, I love when people say, well, he took $2 million less. That opens up a huge salary cap. Come on, homie. Come on. $2 million less he took. Like he's gonna struggle. He ain't gonna be able to pay the mortgage this month. Get the fuck out of here. Like, come on, man. This team is hurting from top to bottom. They're the same team that just got basically swept by Denver. They added a rookie in Komet. Good pick first round. But let's be honest. Bronny's a no-show, in my opinion. Like, Jalen Brunson, I don't know if you saw what he did last week, and we're going to have him on the show here in the next couple weeks.
Oh, I saw it.
And, yeah, we talked about it. That's a fucking pay cut. Not a $1.6 million pay cut. It's a slap in the face, homie. Jalen Brunson's like, fuck it, I'm an old school gangster. By the way, his daddy is that way, and that's why he was raised that way. And he's like, fuck it, I want to win. I want to do the Tom Brady style. I want to backload my shit.
That's even crazy. That's even bigger than Tom Brady. I don't know we ever seen nothing like that. That man putting $100 million off the table.
But here's the thing, Smitty. He's gonna get that back. Don't get it twisted. Like he just postponed.
Hold on, then why are we praising him then? If that's the case.
Because we just praised what's his name, Ohtani. Ohtani did for $1 billion, homie. What are you talking about?
Man, but no.
Come on now, keep it real, dog.
We ain't praise Ohtani because we see what it is. Like we see.
No,
like,
we didn't.
He's getting Ohtani's literally getting all that money. Brunson could have waited the end of this year, signed a 5-year for whatever. It was a 270 something. He said, "No, I'm gonna sign right now, 4 years, 100 and something million." And there's just no guarantee he gonna get that. Knock on wood, but the man gets hurt. Anything can happen within his 4 years where he does not get that money. Maybe his play goes down. Maybe the Knicks ends up having like some bad years and they feel like his work ain't the same. There are no guarantees in the NBA. So where he stands right now, ain't no backload. He literally does not have that money. He literally don't have it. So shout out to him. I respect him as a man for doing it.
But he hasn't signed his big deal.
But it wouldn't be me though. It would not be me. But I respect the hell out of him for doing it.
We already know that. Next year, though, will be Jalen Brunson's big year. He can re-sign on a bigger scale on next year, which the Knicks are going to pat his back like he patted theirs. Come on now. And listen, you're in New York, Smitty, number one media market. You don't think endorsements are going through the roof for that man right now?
He's not. Listen, he ain't hurting for money. He's an NBA player.
But that's what I don't think we look at. Like LeBron James is one of the most off the court, most rich people on planet Earth. I don't understand when he says, "Oh, to take a $2 million cut." Like what he makes on the court, dog, is like not even these guys' big bag no more.
But listen, Jay, I hear what you're saying, but I don't like this narrative because basically what we're doing is we're counting their pockets and saying, bro, you've made hundreds of millions of dollars, bro. You make a lot of money with Nike. You make a lot of money with ads and sponsors. Go out here and play on the vet minimum so we can get as many stars as we possibly can if you really want to win. Like what? Like why I do that? That's not my job. It's the GM's job of the team to figure out the best way to put our teams together. Most players don't do that. Most players aren't taking no big ass pay cuts in order for the team to get better. Most stars ain't doing that. Jordan, Kobe, yeah, we always point out, Tom Brady. We point out a few of the guys who've done it. I think Tim Duncan might have done it. But like, you got to really think about the names that of people who have done it. And shout out to them. I'm not dissing them at all, but I'm saying I'm also not about to look at the guys who are making their money and not taking the big pay cuts and look down upon them because they earned it. Like, you talk about earned it. LeBron earned every penny, every dime because the NBA, think about how much money they've made off his name. We want to talk about NIL. Think about how much money they've made off his name for the last 20 plus years. You better get every single nickel, dime, and penny you can get from them. And the GM, your job is to figure out how to negotiate, maneuver, and get the pieces around your team to still have them succeed. I should have to take $100 million pay cut in order for you to do your job. Because the thing is, okay, Jalen Brunson, he does that. Shout out to him. What if the Knicks don't win the championship? Ain't no guarantees in sports. We know that. So you can take $100 million pay cut and y'all still don't win. That don't make sense to me. Now, if they end up winning next year, maybe he feels like it was worth it. Cool. But there are no guarantees
it's crazy to me,
that they're going to win. So